Hey everybody, I'm going to give you my opinions on Staples brand chairs, office chairs. Here you're looking at a Staples Burlston, I guess you can call it executive chair. I got this back when I was working at Staples last year. It was on sale for I think $100, and I think after all the discounts you get as an employee at Staples, I think I paid roughly $80 for it. Somewhere in that area, $75 to $80 for it. It's a sleek looking chair. It's one of their basic to, I guess you can call it mid-range chairs. And it's a leather chair. Not sure if it's genuine. It's probably fake leather. I'd imagine so. Initially I was pretty impressed with the chair. It does sit pretty comfortably for what it is. I do spend a good bit of time on the computer, probably more than I should sometimes. It is a pretty relaxed chair. It reclines back. You can recline it back. Now the armrests aren't really adjustable. They're pretty much set there as it is. But I find them pretty decent for myself. It's a decent looking chair for what it is. It does sit fairly comfortably. It could use more padding than it has. But the quality of the chair is something that I'm a little concerned about. And I just want to share with you guys if you are thinking about buying a Staples chair. Now the higher end, high dollar Staples chairs may be better quality than this. They may last longer than this. But there's two things that I'm already having problems with this chair. Well, yeah, I guess you can call it two. It's the combination of two things plus another issue. If we take a look at the left armrest, the left arm armrest, look how much paint is already falling off of this thing. It's just wearing off like there's nothing to it. And no, I don't put my hands down here, and I don't rest my hands in this area often at all. It's just all of a sudden this paint's just peeling off like crazy. It's like nothing to it. It's just peeling off. Big wear spot in the paint right there. And I want you to look what this is made out of. That's like hard plastic. It's no wonder. It's like a hard plastic. You can see me scratching it, actually. Here we go. Would you look at this? I'm literally putting scratch marks in it with my fingernail. The paint is starting to wear off of it. So not really impressed at all with that. But that's, to me, it's sort of a minor issue. Now, surprisingly enough, up here, the chair ends up whacking into my desk a lot. There's a couple little scratch marks there, but the paint's not really coming off right there. Again, look at this. The chair is barely, if even, a year old. And look what this letter's doing here. It's already cracking up and doing all sorts of stuff. That is just not all that great. Not really impressed there. Get you good focus and get you some light. There you go. So, the chair is showing some wear awful quick considering how much it costs. You spend $100 for a chair, and I think the chair normally lists for like $120, $140. When you spend that kind of money for a chair like this, you expect it to be a little bit better quality. Which doesn't surprise me considering a lot of Staples products. Anything besides, like things like paper and pencils and things like that. A lot of stuff is exorbitantly overpriced. Like their cables are overpriced, their chairs, I think they're overpriced at regular retail price. But get this, here is the number one complaint I have with this chair. I've had the chair only a year or so, and the hydraulic gas, the gas cylinder is already starting to fail. Look at all the grease and this grime that's on that thing. Get you a good focus. Yeah, look at that. Lots of grease buildup on that thing. Basically what happens is, I'll be sitting in a chair and it will start to creep down on its own. It will slowly fall down to its lowest level on its own. And you have to get up and pull this rod here to lift it back up. Yeah, it goes back up on its own when you push this up, but it has a tendency to creep down when there's weight in it. Now, my previous office chair, which was made in 1996, it was starting to have that issue, but it started to have that issue when it was roughly 10 years old, 10 to 12 years old. Not 1 year old like this. I mean, this thing's been doing it for this thing's been doing this for a little while now, probably a few months or so. So, considering it's not at the time it started having the issue, wasn't even a year old, and that is a serious issue in my opinion. When the gas cylinder starts to screw up, and your chair is not even a year old. Now, supposedly this thing has like a 3-year warranty on it. I'm not sure if I'm going to even bother trying to deal with that. I mean, you can buy these cylinders on Amazon. I looked up on one time, and you can buy these cylinders on Amazon for not too awful much. Now, considering the not too awful much price, you may end up getting another one just like this. But seriously, like for example at work, the chairs at work, the cylinders in them, there's no telling how many times people have sat in those chairs and those cylinders are still functioning perfectly fine. They don't creep down. Yes, my office chair at work does not creep down like this. And considering the issues I'm having with the chair, you can only guess what country it was made in. Not the United States. We know that. We already know that. It starts with a C and ends with an A. Yeah, China. Oh, China. Yep. Yeah, made in China. And a year old and it's already starting to act up. What a shocker. So yes, that's the kind of experience I've had with a Staples Burlston chair. Now, when I bought this chair, I bought it in the box. I didn't have anybody assemble it for me. I assembled it myself. Now I have to give them this. The instructions they provide with setting up the chair is stupid simple. They had the screws. I even show you some pictures so you can see. I took some pictures of this thing when it was brand new when I set it up. Basically, it had a very informative user manual, but also each individual size of screw was in a certain bag and it was labeled a certain number, and it had some thread locker on the screws that were actually painted a certain color. Like some screws that were a certain size used for a certain step had like yellow on them, had like yellow thread locker, while others had red and others had blue. And it was just an easy step-by-step guide to assemble the chair. I mean, chair assembly was like really easy. It sits somewhat comfortably, considering that it's probably a low to mid-range chair. But reliability and longevity, I don't know about that. Considering the thing is like just a year old and it's already having issues with the hydraulic cylinder. So, again, that's my opinions and sort of a review of a Staples Burlston chair after having it a year. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Had no questions or comments, feel free to ask, and thanks for watching.